Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another comic book review as I take a look at DCeased Dead Planet Issue number 1. Now, I'm a big fan of the DCeased series. I really do enjoy this series, and when I heard they were coming out with Dead Planet, I was definitely excited to see where the comic would pick up, and I can tell you right off the bat, it's definitely not going to disappoint. Now, when I went to my comic book store this week, I also picked up 3 other issues this week. I picked up Loggerhead, a one-shot issue. I picked up Everglades Angels, issue number 1, and I also picked up from the Buffy the Vampire series, Willow, issue number 1. Now, out of these 4 comics, 2 of them are going to score a 10 out of 10. Which comic will it be? Well, let's get on with the review of DCeased Dead Planet, issue number 1. Throughout issue 1, we will learn how some are trying to handle their day-to-day lives. For John Constantine, he spends his days drinking, and even when Zatanna tries to help him, Constantine, he might be too far gone. As Zatanna asks him, "The world is depressing enough. You shouldn't be drinking alone." But in Constantine's imagination, his ghostly friends are there to keep him company. Now, I thought Cyborg had been finished off for good, but when we pick up 5 years later in this series, we see that some of Cyborg, yes, is actually still alive. We find out that maybe he is just very headstrong. Cyborg was able to dig deep into his CPU and found that Batman had put a tracking device in him. Cyborg was able to configure a distress call, which he sent out into deep space, hoping that one of his allies would pick it up. Now, when the original series ended, Batman had died and Superman had become infected, and he was just off absorbing the Sun's powers, and it was their sons that had taken over their cape and cowl, respectively. Also, when we left off, the destination of the survivors was a planet they called Earth 2, but things aren't all roses as they are under attack by an alien empire. With the sons of DC's 2 most famous superheroes now taking over their personas, the writers really get to have some fun with the dialogue that they normally probably couldn't have with their fathers. As John, the new Superman, tells Damian, the new Batman, not to do anything hastily with the goal to talk it over with the aliens. But Damian has other plans as he lays a wallop on the aliens. John asks him, "What's that thud?" Damian replies, "Nothing." John says, "It sounded like a boot to the face." Damian replies, "Stupid super hearing." John says, "I heard that." Now, the president of Earth 2, Lois Lane, tries to talk it out with the alien leaders in hopes that they can all live in peace, when all of a sudden Batman is alerted by Alfred that some type of message is being sent to him through Morse code. At the new Hall of Justice, our surviving heroes take a vote on whether they should stay here on Earth 2 or return to Earth and see what Cyborg's distress call is all about. And even though Green Arrow is extremely opposed to the idea, as he believes they should stay put and start their new lives, he knows he's going to be voted out by his peers. There's some really nice moments here in this issue with Lois Lane telling her son that even though she's against them going back to Earth, how proud she is of him, but to be careful because we've lost enough Superman. John tells her how he really doesn't feel comfortable being called Superman, and Lois tells him, then stop earning it. Green Arrow and Dina, aka the Black Canary, or as she's known now as the New Green Lantern, also have a very unique relationship. Even though Green Arrow slayed Aquaman in the past, he still knows he's not up to snuff with all the powers that Dina now possesses. In feeling bad for Dina, she hands over one of her weapons to Green Arrow, a sword that can kill anyone. But even in holding the sword, poor Green Arrow can't do nothing right with him still being criticized. Once the Justice League leaves the edge of the Green Lantern quarantine zone that surrounds Earth, Superman can still be seen in the distance soaking up the sun's energy. As the Justice League enters a now colder Earth, some good news to start, and that John finds his dog Krypton still alive. The Justice League, they're able to pinpoint Cyborg quickly. The new Wonder Woman grabs her magic lasso and wraps it around Cyborg so that they can get the truth out of him at least best as possible. Hawkgirl can see a horde of infected heading their way. Green Arrow suggests that they get out of there and retreat. But as an explosion rocks the spacecraft, Green Arrow is blinded, but unfortunately for him, that's not all he will be, as the infected Wonder Woman tears Green Arrow to shreds. The infected Wonder Woman is so powerful she's able to brush off Dina's scream, but not strong enough to hold up under the weight of the Green Lantern ring. After seeing the Green Arrow perish in a fit of rage, Dina grabs the sword, but John yells out not to finish her off because he was able to find out through Cyborg that there is a cure and she can be saved. But as John leaps to save Wonder Woman, both are slain by the sword of Dina. With one last breath, John says, "Dina, there is a cure." Wow, what an issue. Now this is how you kick off a 7-issue series. DCeased Dead Planet issue number 1 had everything. Incredible artwork that drew me into the world they have created, and I didn't want to leave. And a story that got us caught up on the events over the past 5 years, and at the end still had me wanting more. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving DCeased Dead Planet issue number 1 a 10 out of 10. Yes, I love this comic that much, and I cannot wait to find out what happens in issue number 2. Now guys, have you read DCeased Dead Planet issue number 1? Leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, and guys, if you like comic book reviews like this, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos. Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.